Yo everybody, it's Override. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah! I thought I would catch up on the conference championship games. I'm not giving out my Super Bowl pick till next week, and I'm doing my last Ultra Contrarian Show next week. Man, it is sad to see the NFL go, but I'll get to that. So stay tuned till the end of the episode. I'll definitely make this a fast one. So get in if you have a quick question or something, about what the site's all about or what's coming up. I mean, you gotta stay tuned. I have a surprise for you at the end of this. You're gonna be like, what? Heat Override? You actually do more than sports? Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a podcaster that brings the pain. Oh, yeah. And the only guy in the world that probably got Bring the Pain tattooed on him. Well, not the only guy, but one of the only podcasters that has a sports podcast. That's for sure. Yeah. Woo. All right, let's get to it. Of course, the first game was the Eagles versus the Commanders. The Eagles waxed the Commanders. It was never close. It wasn't going to be close. Anybody that thought the Commanders were going to beat this Eagles team didn't watch that Rams game. The Eagles have actually played very, very hard-nosed, hard football this entire offseason. They have done it. But nobody stopped Saquon Barkley either. And every time this dude is ripping off 60, 70, 80-yard runs, I don't know if y'all seen the meme yet, but if y'all seen that meme or go watch the meme where Saquon looks to Hurts and he goes, watch this. 80 yards later on my Rams, he scores a touchdown. Looked like the game was going to go away. Did not happen, but we're going to talk about that. This Eagles team was just too much. They had everything going. A.J. Brown was catching the ball. Oh, A.J. Brown don't catch the ball. A.J. Brown catches the ball. He caught it on Lattimore, and Lattimore even tried to intimidate him at the beginning of that game, and that shit didn't work. Yeah, that's because A.J. Brown don't give. I will just stop right there because sometimes you got to keep the mouth shut for some kiddies in the room. Yeah, but I ain't trying to say nothing. Right. So, after we seen that, we seen Dallas Goedert back to his form. Everybody looks good. And Hurts is literally going out there telling you guys like that? You guys want that? He's trolling all of you that doubted him. So it's kind of funny because you're going to doubt him again going into 2 weeks. And I can guarantee the outcome is not going to be what you think. That's for next week. That's for next week. But the Eagles easily won this game. The Commanders did look good. I mean, they were in that game for a minute, but they just lost it. The defense played above its head all year long, even though they have great talent, great tackling talent. At the same time, again, they were not ready for this moment. And this shows why sometimes playoff experience matters. Hence, what happened to the Bills? Again, I think this Bills team is trying to make a claim for themselves against the 90s Bills team. Except they're not making it to the Super Bowl to lose to an NFC team. They're just like, hey, guys, we're just going to check out in the AFC Championship game. Is that cool? Is that good? I mean, still, Bills Mafia should be happy that their team is making it that far every single year. You still have a chance. I go back, and here's a little fact for you. If you go back over the 70s and the 80s, mostly the 70s, look how close the LA Rams were to making a few Super Bowls. And think about the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys and those rosters at that time. The Rams were this was the roster after the Fearsome Foursome, which we're getting the revamp of the Fearsome Foursome in LA. However, that was the Rams. They just kept making it there, and they could not beat Dallas. They could not get past the Vikings. I mean, what the heck? These dudes had everybody. The Purple People Eaters. What, did I need to say more? Anyway, that being said, that's what experience teaches you in the playoffs. And again, these Bills keep trying to get there, but they're not giving Josh Allen enough weapons. Shakir is great, but he's not a number one. Amari Cooper thought he could have been the number one when he first arrived in Buffalo, and then he kind of just shit out. After that, we got everybody else, like Curtis Samuel looked good at times, but actually, Mac Hollins. I actually started Mac Hollins this week in a few DFS leagues. Why? Because that's Josh Allen's go-to boy when it's crunch time for the receivers. Like, Shakir gets all the work under middle. But in the end, it wasn't enough. The Chiefs said, we're going to score points today. And they kept pouring it on. And I'm not going to back up no fourth down call. I will say that ball was clearly past that line. Again, the NFL has these problems with the Chiefs always benefiting. But hey, the Bills had plenty of opportunity after that, and they could have easily won that game if they just made a few extra points, a few 2-point conversions. This could have been a game, but they did things that just didn't add up. And in the end, that's why they lost 32-29. So unfortunately, it's back to the building block for them. Look, this Bills team isn't going to get anywhere until you get an alpha. You got to get an alpha. You're not going to get Jamar Chase. You're not going to get Justin Jefferson. And I don't even think bringing in Cooper Kupp would even help them, let alone the Rams even trade away Cooper Kupp. You need somebody. You need somebody that's going to be there for you and is a threat to be stopped. Like CeeDee Lamb. Like if Jerry's just going to run the team like he always wants to think he wants to do, then go get CeeDee Lamb. Give it, and you got it. The defense, I'm not even going to say anything. The defense played great. They played great all year up until this point, and that's fine. Look, things happen in the playoffs, and that's why we have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again against a superior Philly team. And I have been saying this, if you've been watching Bring the Pain all playoffs or all season, mostly the playoffs, I keep saying it's going to be hard to beat this Phillies team. And it's because no one can stop Saquon Barkley. Look what James Cook just did to the Chiefs. Okay? Look, I don't care what anybody's going to say. You can already tell I'm picking the Eagles, right? It's go Birds. It's go Birds. It's nothing. I love the Chiefs, right? I have never had a problem with the Chiefs. And this isn't about I don't want them to three-peat. I would love to see Patrick Mahomes three-peat because I was that guy that was on my pedestal, on my soapbox, screaming at the top of my lungs that Patrick Mahomes was going to be the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, right? He's on his way. He does this, he is the greatest quarterback ever. So I don't even care because that gives him enough Super Bowls to get close to Brady. He doesn't have to. I mean, he lost to Brady, but he doesn't have to win anymore. He doesn't have to win anymore, but he can and probably will. But for right now, he is amazing, and he's doing everything what he wants to do. He's doing it in front of all the naysayers, all the people that are talking about flags. Look, flags do happen. Flags can happen. And I do think that they should change that rule. I think if it's a flag, it's just automatic 5 yards. This 40-yard flag shit, that ain't playing out no more. You can't do that. You can't do it. I guess you can, but hey, whatever. It's not for me to judge. I'm just going to bet on it just like everybody else. Yeah! Woo! Gotta love it. So, that being said, Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So, with the favor, I will say this. If the Chiefs can keep the Eagles close, not no 55-point Eagles. If the Eagles score 55 points, there's probably nobody in the league that beats them, okay? Let alone the Chiefs in the Super Bowl are not beating the Eagles at 55 points, all right? That's probably not going to happen. They're going to need the Eagles to be under 30 points to beat them. And that's going to be really hard because right now, Saquon Barkley has gone bonkers. This dude literally had Kenneth Walker's season in 3 games. 3 games. Like, that's not even crazy. Because people were like, oh, I don't want to take Saquon. Jalen Hurts is going to take all of his touchdowns. Look, I don't care. He is one of the best running backs we have ever seen. And he definitely needs to win this Super Bowl so he can cement that. He can cement himself above Barry Sanders. Because comparable, that's how he moves. He moves like Barry. He's always looked like Barry to me, except a bigger version, badder version of Barry. And that's hard to say because Barry Sanders is a bad dude. But man, being in New York with the Giants all those years destroyed him. Destroyed that. Did it? Did it though? Did it heat override? Hell no, it didn't. That's why he's going to win the Super Bowl, right? So, with that being said, let me give you a little stat. 2 weeks ahead, Saquon Barkley, 21 rushes, 189 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 3 catches, 37 yards. Lock it in. That's how we say it. With our chest. Yeah. If I read my chest, it's the best DJ in the world. Yeah. Woo. All right. Let's go. So going to the future, of course, after football, what are you going to do, Heat Override? It's a little time before baseball, before we get back to the baseball bets on Fridays and all that fun little stuff. Look, Doc just talked to me a little bit today, and he said that he's got an idea for me. I have a idea of what that idea may be, but that idea kind of plays into what I'm going to be telling you at the end of this podcast. However, right now we have articles coming out all day long at Dr. Roto for all the sports that are going on right now, both college basketball, NBA basketball, and of course the NHL. And also on top of that, we have golf starting up. Danger's already got this massive golf tournament going into the subs only discard. So if you haven't been to Dr. Roto yet, or you want to be part of this huge season long golf tournament that Danger throws, you got to get over to Dr. Roto, use code word DOC, get a percentage off of your subscription, and come join the team today. Yeah. Woo! Right? So I have a ton of upcoming interviews coming all off season. Not only do I have a wrestler coming on the show that's going to be in full wrestling kayfabe. I hope you know what kayfabe is. Go Google that, people. Right? Yeah. And I have a lot of other interviews coming up. I have a few rappers that are on the line right now that I really want to talk to. So it's kind of going to be a real fun, exciting off season for Bring the Pain. And what I can, if I get any of the sport guys, I will be doing sport podcasts. I will say that I'm going to do my defensive IDP awards again. So the second year, we're going to see who gets the awards. Hey, maybe we have a 2-time winner. Maybe we don't. I'm also going to add, just like I did at the midseason awards, I'm going to add my top fantasy players of the year. I'm just going to go one per position, maybe mention something else. Nice, easy podcast. On top of that, leading up to the draft, I will be doing a little bit of IDP work. I always like to do an IDP, pull out some defensive players. That's how we all knew about Jared Verse. I mean, other than Jared Verse being Jared Verse, I was one of the first people that said he's going to win Rookie of the Year. It was easy to see. But a lot of people didn't see it that way. Of course, sport books, when I had printed that and released that under my article, that was a 1,000 odds for Jared Verse to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's a finalist. Let's get it. Yeah, right? So, that being said, we have those shows coming up, and then I have a bunch of other people that are going to be on the show. So that all will be on Dr. Roto, of course. But you're going to have to go over to my Spreaker, my YouTube, and my Facebook page at Bring the Pain so that you get all of my interviews that I'm going to have with, say, some of the hip-hop artists that I might have on. I already had Simon Shackleton, a.k.a. Elite Force, on for over an hour and a half. We talked 90s rave music. He talked about the Chemical Brothers. I mean, we talked Darude, Prodigy, so many different things. That's what you get. You know, you guys see me a lot of times and you see this crazy psycho dude spitting out picks and winning money for all of you pain bringers all year long. But in the off season, I'm actually like calm. I'm like really calm. So you really have to check those out. That's all coming up. But now you get the final reverse. Are you ready? Are you ready? In this corner, we have the fighter, Heat Override. He's ready to tackle this guy over here. It's a whole sport. It's MMA and UFC. Yo boy is about to tackle that. You're like, yo, you never tackle it. You never do anything, Heat Override. But guess what? If you didn't notice, I'm actually a fighter. I have medals right here. Medals. Because I kick ass in the tri-state. And that's what I've done for 3 years now, right? 1 loss in 3 years. That's hard to do in point fighting, but I keep getting better. So that same team that trains me to be as good as I can be, I help motivate for them to be as good. Those will be some of the guys that I will be having on. All of them are well deep in the MMA verse. Also, we have a few guys that are deep into the undercard cards. So if you want the undercard plays and you want the top plays and you want to hear some dudes that kick ass every week, fight all week long and are in the dirt while helping you get this advice and win money for us all, then Dr. Roto is going to be the place for you to go for all of your UFC work. That's how we do it. That's how we bring the pain. and get to the site so that you can read all the great content and get ready for baseball, because Lou's going to make sure that you will always bring the pain to your drafts. Yeah, have a great day, everybody, and may the podcast be with you. Woo!
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.